Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy, GrandmastaJ, and you hear the jazz music, you know what time it is. It is time for coaching, okay? Coaching. This time, we're going to be coaching a floor 4 Faust player. Now, the Faust player fought a Giovanna player, and we're going to kind of go through it, see where they can improve on, see what mistakes they're making. And now, here's the thing, I do say this a lot, is that you cannot coach based on, like, what you think the pro version of them should be. Like, I can't teach them, hey, play better neutral, right? Or, hey, do this better combo, right? Maybe in some floors I can, but in floor 4, you really need to kind of tone it down and kind of coach the person where they're at, right? Give them very actionable steps for them to be able to climb the ladder. Then once they improve a little bit, then you can give them more things, right? So with that in mind, let's get into it. But before we get into it, if you're interested in coaching yourself, please check the video in the description below for how you can get it yourself. All right, without further ado, here we go. Faust versus Giovanna. Now, in floor 4, right, matchups don't really matter. It's more so how you're able to kind of like, throw your weight around, right? Now, in this floor, people do know how to block. People do know a little bit of combos, right? But not much. We're not going to see a whole lot of that from these two. So, I love my round stars. You know I love them. You know I love my round stars. What are we cooking with? 5H. 5H with Faust is actually a really good round star. Okay, because I don't know, it's just a good button. It's just a good button, right? It stuffs out a lot of stuff, and it definitely worked here, right? Now, one thing with Faust is that a lot of things you want to do kind of goes into spin, right? The spinny top thing, or into item toss, right? So a lot of the times, if you're playing as Faust, you really want to do button item toss or button spin, okay? So after this 5H, what does he do? Not much, right? Goes into 2H, which is a little weird, right? But that's fine. Goes into the scalpel, which is very good. They burst out. You do the golf club. Now, I'm not sure if you knew this. You can actually delay the golf club, all right? So if you're anticipating them approaching, you can actually delay it. He gets hit. That's fine, right? Presses 5S. Now, knows that 5S is a great button. That's fantastic. Knows 5S is a good button. Presses it 4 times in a row. Knows 5S is a good button. That's good, right? I would love to see 5S into 2H, right? Because what that allows you to do, hold on, 5S into 2H, right? It goes very far. Even on block, you just get a free item toss, right? Or you could do spin, right? And I don't think that people at these levels really know how to punish spin. I really hate calling it that, but you know, it is what it is. And at certain ranges too, it doesn't really combo, but at some, I don't even know if at specific ranges. I think that's only a point blank range thing, huh? Yeah, it combos. It combos at like a point blank range thing, right? So if you know just to press 5S, then hey, it works. I think at like very rare, like far slash, I'm not gonna go too much into it, but you see the point, right? Either go into like far slash into 2H item toss or into the spin, right? As kind of a frame trap to mix it up, right? Gets anti-aired, right? And now here's the thing. I would love to see the Faust player, a very small adaptation I'd love to see the Faust player, is if they see their opponent in the air, right? I'd love them to react to if opponent in the air press 6P. Look at how stupid the range of Faust 6P is. He goes very high. Now, this is definitely a character that was meant to be played defensively, and it knocks him back pretty darn far, right? You definitely are able to get at least an item toss, right? And go into 5H and get another, or go into 2H and get another item toss, right? Like, this is kind of your bread and butter. Something like this into this, or even if it like doesn't hit, into like this, into that, right? Anything into item toss, even like just 6H into item toss, right? It's just so good. It's just so important. So again, hold on. I'm messing up my seats. So again, I would love to see like even a minor change of opponent in air, go from mashing 5S to mashing 6P, right? But whatever, I digress. Okay, gets hit. Mashes, which is okay, but the opponent was in your face, right? If they're next to you, I would probably tell them, hey, if your opponent's directly next to you, try to press throw a lot, because I feel like they definitely could have thrown them there, right? Okay, so here's the thing. Presses far slash into 5H. Again, far slash into 2H really would have done well. Or far slash into item toss, even far slash block into item toss is still a good idea, right? Again, another situation where I would love to see, okay, look, opponent in air, right? Mash. mash 6P. Could have worked here, all right? Gets them knocked away, right? Tries to scalpel. Now, scalpel's fine, because scalpel beats a lot of, like, grounded approaches. But if you notice that your opponent's jumping a lot, even if they jump once, usually what happens is that opponents at these certain levels have one habit. So if you see them jump once, you can automatically say, okay, I'm going to start looking for them jumping a lot, right? Because usually, like I said, opponents have habits, right? And at the lower levels, those habits are like so much more accentuated. Usually characters that know how to jump, or like players that know how to jump at these lower levels, are like, oh, jumping is very strong, because jumping is very strong at these lower levels. In fact, we've seen the Giovanna player jump like, what, 5 times already in the first round, right? So tries to go for scalpel again. I would love to see you mix up the options of, especially as a Faust player who has some amazing buttons. I'll just see you mix up the what is it? 5S, 2H, right? Both go like, I think, oh my gosh, wait a minute. Do they go exactly the same range? 2H goes a little farther. 5S, 2H, 6P, right? If you mix those 3 up, boom, boom, boom. Even if any of them are blocked into item toss, you're already like ahead of the game. Any of these into item toss, you're already ahead of the game, ahead of everybody else, right? Because you're just covering like so many options, right? This covers horizontal. This covers even farther horizontal. This just covers what is it called? Like the aerial, right? You really only want to use this move if they're like, what the fuck is this move? Hold on now. There we go. You really don't want to use this move if they're like full screen, because it kind of makes you like very safe in that way, right? But you also can just do this, right? If you feel like they're going to approach, then do something like that, or just mash that. So either way, right? From this range, okay, it gets jumped over, fine. But then tries it again at this like sort of mid-range, which again, like you really don't want to do it at a mid-range. You want to do it at kind of a further range. Gets punished for it, right? Interesting that they got the combo. Nice, does super item toss, very good. And knows to 6H the bomb, very good. Should be throwing way more items. Remember, you don't have to stop throwing items. Remembers, oh, hey, sick, I can throw some items, right? Get used to, as a Faust player, like this is something you could just start getting used to, right? Just doing that consistently is just going to it's just going to be the best, right? Just doing this consistently is just going to put so much clutter on the screen. It's going to be amazing, right? Now, you do got to watch out for the anvils. Here's a little secret, right? If you see an anvil, you can throw one more and then immediately backdash, all right? They think that they're cool, right? But they're really not, right? I know I'm on Hero Secrets, you Faust players. Anyways, 6H's, right? Remember, 6H, item toss, item toss, item toss. Throw more, throw more, throw more. Grab the trumpet, throw more, throw more. Just keep throwing items, man. Just keep throwing items because you're getting so much mileage off of it anyway. Okay, hold on. My cat is kind of in the way. Like, she's just literally standing right where the Faust player is. All right. So, bang. Should be throwing more items. Gets the space, right? Wakes up, gets hit by whatever, the spiral arrow, whatever. And dies, right? Doesn't die yet. Blocks. And then dies. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to tell them that that's plus. I mean, it's plus, right? But like matchups are a difficult thing, right? But just know, you see that, you block, whatever. He had to get his DoorDash. He had to pick it up, whatever. He wakes up, mashes a button, right? You hit him with the Hoshige, reverse Hoshige. If you know, you know. Remember, 5H or 5S into 2H, right? Much better. Well, actually would have comboed. Okay, does the scalpel, but it doesn't pull it back. That's fine, I guess, really. You know, try to do it more consistently, but that's fine. 5S, remember, 6P. 6P really would have done well here, okay? So at these weird ranges, okay? Now, this is the best advice I can give. At these strange, like, sort of mid-ranges where you're not too sure, right, of, like, what to do, I would suggest either doing, like, more 2H, right? You can really just mash this button to your heart's content. Or, if you're just unsure, right, just spin on them, man. Just spin in the DMs, dude. Just fucking spin. It's just such a big traveling hitbox, right? They buffed this move like about 50,000 times. Just spin on him, dude. Because, like, honestly, again, people are not really going to know how to punish this move, right? And so, like, why not, right? If they're at this weird range, then you could just spin right in their face. Call it a day. Tries to do scalpel again. Remember, scalpel's pretty slow. So either you're going to commit to it early or just don't commit to it all, right? whatever the case is, gets hit. Giovanna goes into super. Now, the concept of wake up or wake up block, right? You just got to remember that now. I think at this point, it's important to say wake up block, okay? Wakes up. Low slash is kind of crazy. It works out. Doesn't do a combo from it, all right? That's fine. Remember, big thing here is if you're going to do close slash, it doesn't matter. Do that into that. Boom. Hey, what do you know? What do you know? Eh? If they followed my advice, could have gotten some mileage here, huh? There we go. Bing bada boom, fantastic. Fantastorino. So it's okay though. Gets this anyway, right? Does 2H into it, which 2H is not a bad anti-air, right? But 6P is just far better. Works out in this situation, gets a spin on him, right? Remember, 6P would have worked there, all right? Get some, you know, we got a little bit of scrambling going on, right? They don't really burst at all, and then they die. Okay, fine. Well, I feel like we've kind of learned what we need to learn, which is some of the more important things, especially at Faust, especially at this level, is that if you're pressing 5S, right, you know 5S is a good button, right? 5S, 2H, item toss. That's it. 5S, 2H, item toss, item toss, item toss, item toss, okay? 5S, 2H, item toss, 6P, right? Mash 6P, right? If they're out of far range, 5S, 2H, item toss, scalpel, boom, whatever. I don't know what the fudge the input is, right? Very nice. Very good. Good buttons, right? Faust has a lot of very, very good buttons. So the most important thing is to utilize those buttons by alternating between 5S, 2H, 6P, all right? And then if they're really far, that move. And if you just got space, just start tossing items, man. Toss items. They're just good. Items are just good, man. I would say mix in some of this stuff, right? I feel like opponents would really not really know what to do against this stuff. He didn't really use it once, right? Opponents, one, don't really know what to do against it or know how to punish it. And two, might not even be able to react to it, right? Like, like we take for granted that, oh yeah, that's reactable. You kind of see the eyeball, you know where the frick it's going. But even we get caught by it sometimes, right? So definitely, I feel like it would really lend to help blow up the people in this range. But I digress. That's all I have for this player today. Hope you guys learned something. I know I sure have. Remember, if you're interested in coaching yourself, check the video in the description below. Love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Peace.